Book 2, Chapter 14, Integrity. I'm anxious to get home. It has been a long day and I want to share the really amazing thing our class has done. It truly was a great day. I'm really happy that Limerick was not hurt when the bully pushed her to the ground. Everyone thought Limerick was brave to stand in front of the grade 6 bully. "Mom!" I shout as I enter the front door. "Out here, Finnan," she calls from the backyard. Down the hallway, through the kitchen, and out to the porch to find my little brother with a cowboy hat on and boots. He has Skye doing tricks. The boots are just rubber boots, but he is pretending they are real cowboy boots. His hat has a whistle attached to a cord that holds the hat on his head. He keeps blowing the whistle and then getting Skye to jump through the hoops. I stand watching in amazement, and my mom gives me a wink. "Isn't he cute?" she asks. "Skye Charles or Tiernan," I reply with a grin. "Your little brother. Well, Skye too, but I was referring to your brother. He wants to get a lasso to add to the circus performance." I take my place beside my mom. We watch Tiernan train Skye to jump. "Mom, my day was so awesome. Just wait until I tell you what happened." Mom sits in amazement, listening to the bully story. She hangs on to every word. "Is Limerick okay?" she asks with concern. "Yes, Mom, she is. She was very brave." "What a wonderful gift to give today," my mom whispers. Today is a perfect day for a perfect gift, I think to myself. I do believe we gave the grade 6 bully many gifts today, 28 gifts, filled with kind words. I am sure she will think twice before picking on anyone else again. I'll take Skye around the block if he still has some energy. I stand and walk over to the pretend circus tent. "Tiernan, I will take Skye for his walk now." "Okay," he says as he looks around the backyard, searching for more things to add to the circus stage show. Skye looks ready to go, and my mum has brought Hemingway out with his harness. Today's handkerchiefs are a light blue. I almost wonder when she will get them to wear their own cowboy hats. "Thanks, Mom," I say as she gently places Hemingway on my shoulder. He is getting big. He sure is. I have already adjusted his collar once since we bought it. I'll get Tiernan cleaned up and I will see you in about half-hour, she says as she moves my hair away from my forehead. Around the block we go. The neighbors get a big laugh out of Hemingway and Skye. Some neighbors come out of their home to pet the two of them. The walks are getting much longer with having to stop to talk to people. I wonder about the old man with the cane. I wonder why he needs the cane and if he lives alone. I go around the corner of the post office and the bench is empty. That's good, I think to myself. No bad news letter today. I keep walking, and as I approach the man's house, I see him sitting on his porch. It looks like he is smoking a pipe. I wave to him as I walk past his driveway, and he calls out, "Young man, please come and see me for a moment." I make my way up the short pathway. I can smell the aroma of the pipe. I have never smelled pipe smoke before. "Hello," I say. He gazes at me, then Hemingway, then Skye. "Your pets are very unusual," he comments. Yes, my little brother thinks they belong to a circus, his circus. He has a pretend circus tent in our backyard. "Have you ever been to a circus?" the man asks. "No, sir," I reply. The man asks if I like elephants, then goes on to tell me the story of a great adventure where elephants are rescued from poachers. "What are poachers?" I ask. "People who kill elephants to get ivory from their tusks. It is illegal, but they do it anyway because they can sell the ivory at a high cost." "That's terrible," I mumble. "It seems like a waste of life." He continues to share that on one of his journeys he came across some poachers, and because they didn't know him, they thought he was one of the authorities. Just being in my Land Rover suggested I was law. The men scattered away from their prey. I got out of my vehicle to find the elephant had been killed, and they had removed the tusks. I wanted to go to the actual authorities to notify them of the illegal activity, so I loaded my Land Rover with the 2 tusks and headed their way. Once there, the authorities told me how difficult it is to catch the hunters. As a reward of scaring them away, they gave me the tusks to keep. Wow, I say, that's so amazing. I feel badly for the elephant, though. Me too, young man, me too. It sounds like it was a big adventure, I say, and continue by sharing a few stories of my great-grandfather's adventures. Afterwards, the man says with a grin, "It sounds to me like your great-grandfather and I are similar in character." "Then you must be a really good man, sir, because my great-grandfather was a fine character." He looks at me with a twinkle in his eye as smoke trickles up from the pipe. He looks at me, then tells me not to smoke. He says, "I still enjoy a cigar once in a while, but the smell of a pipe reminds me of the good days." The good days, I ponder. That must mean that his days are not as good now. "I best be on my way, sir. My mum wants me home early." "It was really nice talking with you. What is your name?" Finnan Frederick, named after my great-grandfather." "Well, Mr. Finnan Frederick, you are a fine young man." I say thank you and nod my head to say goodbye. Hemingway just sits patiently next to my head. He looks a little like a parrot on a pirate's shoulder. I better not give my brother any more ideas. He'll have him wearing a patch over his eye. Supper smells so good when I enter the house. Paige is home and my dad is in the living room reading a magazine. "Hi, Dad," I say as I take a seat right beside him. "Hello, Finn," my dad says without taking his eyes off the page. He places his arm around me and pulls me in closer to him. "You are not 3 anymore, are you, Finn?" he says with a chuckle. I shrug my shoulders and I study the page my dad has been reading. "Dad, have you ever heard of people killing elephants for their ivory tusks?" "Yes, Finn, I know it happens. Why are you asking about that?" "I met a gentleman who needed a little help one day. I was going for my walk with Skye, Limerick, and Charles when we noticed him at the post office. He held a letter in his hand, and he was sad. I asked him if he was okay, and he said he was. When he stood, I noticed his cane. He started to share stories of the cane as we walked him back to his house." "That was kind of you, Finnan." "Well, kindness is helpful." My dad pulls me closer to him to give me a hug. "I saw the man again today, and he called me up to his porch. He smokes a pipe and cigars, and he was telling me about coming upon poachers. That's what he calls them. And as an award for scaring them off, he was given the ivory tusk to keep." "That is an amazing story, Finnan. He must have been pleased to share it with you." "Dad, he isn't happy, and I think he lives alone. Maybe I should take him one of Mum's cookies." "Do you know his name, Finnan?" "No, but he lives in house 29, the old brick home with the porch along the front." "I know where that is," my dad responds. "Ask your mom the next time you take Skye and Hemingway for a walk. I've noticed Hemingway is getting much bigger. Soon it will be time for him to walk along beside you." "I don't think he'll ever get off my shoulder, Dad. It's like it's his place, and I know he loves all the attention he gets." With a grin, I add, "But maybe Mom could start dressing them in different colors." "Oh, Finnan, you know your mother. Leave her be. She loves her family." "I know, Dad, I know." We continue to look at the magazine until it is supper time. I tell everyone at the dinner table what happened in the schoolyard earlier, and everyone is very surprised to hear about the way it was handled. It was very unusual, but powerful. We talk about my dad's shop. My sister Paige talks about the boys in her class. She is getting very mature, and her appearance is changing. She wears nail polish, and her clothes are more fancy than regular play clothes. My mom asks us to clear the table. She has something she wants to share with us. We look at each other, not understanding what it could be. I don't even think my dad knows what she is going to share. We help with the dishes while my brother cleans up the backyard. We gather back at the table. As we sit, my mom says, "I've been thinking about a few things." We look puzzled because it is obvious my mom has something on her mind. "When you children were young, I needed to be around more as you required more care and attention. Now you are all getting older, becoming more independent." We sit quietly. "I am seriously considering returning to work, just part-time, but it would mean that the little extras I do around the house may not get done. We would all have to share in doing the chores." I think to myself, well, that was easy. No big deal to me that Mom wants to work part-time. "Do you know where you would want to work?" I ask. "There are a few places around town, but I will want to be close to home and the school. A place perhaps I can walk to. I'm hoping to find something with daytime hours, so I can work while everyone is in school." "That sounds good," Paige pipes in. "You'll do really well, Mum. It will do you good to get out of the house a few hours a day." Yes, I also want it to be just a few hours, because I do want to be home when everyone else is home. You are still all my babies, no matter how old you are. We smile. She continues to say that we will have to be more responsible on our own. My dad suggests we play a board game, since we are all together at the table. Sounds like fun, we all think. My little brother loves to play games. We have to be really patient because most times he can't follow the rules. So often we'll play younger card games so that he can participate.